Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Not that long ago, I put out a video on the luxury resale market being dead. And what I talked about in that video was that a number of factors have come together to slow the luxury resale market down so far that it could effectively be described as being dead. And today we're going to follow on that conversation and talk about how the luxury resale market is very, very dead and how YouTube and luxury YouTube is to blame. You may have watched on my channel very recently a vlog sale where I sold a number of bags in conjunction with Rod at the Luxe Theory, and on that vlog sale I received this comment which I will put on the screen, which has led to this video. And this comment says, so when they, in inverted commas, ask if YouTube is ruining the luxury market, yes it is. These bags become popular and in high demand because of YouTubers/influencers who buy and only resale later. The pre-loved market is very expensive in capital letters because of this exact video, being my vlog sale video. I enjoy 20% of these luxury channels, and I enjoy those who buy and actually use and keep their bags. It's not really practical for the average lady to buy so many items. It's annoying and honestly just don't feel real and authentic anymore. This isn't just for this page, it's for the entire YouTube community and influencers. And then somebody else has commented underneath that comment saying, well said, it just don't feel real and authentic. So let's get into it. Let's discuss this comment. Let's discuss this comment which was put on my vlog sale video saying that the vlog sale video was exactly the reason why the resale market was so expensive. And let's discuss it. This is not a channel where I only want to talk to you about pretty things or comments on my videos that say great video, because that would get a little bit boring. When there's comments put on videos like this that challenge me and make me think about my own buying habits, selling habits, what I'm putting out on the internet, I embrace those and I say let's talk about them. So do I think the luxury YouTube community in general is having an impact on the resale market? I have to say yes I do, myself included. And one of the reasons for that is when bags get released by the houses that become very sought after and very hyped bags, if it wasn't for social media, the vast majority of us would not know about those bags. If we take the rose gold Chanel mini that's sitting up there in the background, or the pearl mini which I don't have, or some of the other bags that have been released that a frenzy has almost kicked in with people wanting and needing and FOMO about that bag and the hunt to get that bag and the need to secure that bag, that drive to find that bag, that market that emerged of people who were very, very keen and able and willing to buy that bag forces the market to then react in economic terms. And what that does in real terms is it means the resale value for a piece that is so sought after and so hyped becomes higher. It becomes a premium. It gets priced over what the retail price of the bag actually was to buy in store. And the reason for that is the vast majority of consumers were not lucky enough to be in a position to walk into the Chanel store, for example, and buy the bag. It's the same as Hermes bags on the resale market. The vast majority of people cannot walk into the store and buy that very sought after or hyped bag. The Birkin, the Kelly, the rose gold mini, the pearl mini. Another one recently was the heart-shaped bag from Chanel. I'm sure there's going to be others and there's going to be more. But a frenzy comes and people really, really want that bag. But to secure that bag, they have to go down the route of the resale market or the personal shopper. And when you do that, you incur a premium. And what that does is it forces the price of those specific bags and those specific models on the resale market to be a very high premium. And it makes that aspect of the resale market very, very expensive, like this comment says. And do I think luxury YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and other platforms play a part in that? Yes, I do. And I think that is because those bags may not become just as hyped if it wasn't for people on the internet like myself, like people on Instagram, like people on TikTok, talking about those specific bags and hyping them up and making them the next best thing and the next wanted thing, because we all get excited about the releases that come out. There's always bags on those releases that some of us are really, really after and really, really want, and we talk about them and we show them and we unbox them, and that fuels and drives the frenzy almost, and the hype and the sought after nature of the bag, and in so doing it pushes up the price if you want to buy one of those bags on the resale market. It makes them harder to get, it puts them at a premium. And I do think that social media in general drives that and feeds into that and has a part to play on that particular aspect of the resale market and on pushing prices high. Another example is when something like the multicolour collection from Louis Vuitton goes through a resurgence on social media. It becomes very popular again and everybody's talking about it and showing it. All of a sudden the prices of pieces that you could have got on the resale market quite reasonably will skyrocket, because they're sought after again and they're hyped and people are after them, and the market will always react to demand. And if there's a huge demand to get certain bags, the price is going to go up. We see this so often with Mini Kellys, with Hermes, with these one-off bags that come out that are hard to get, and all of a sudden the price is through the roof. Do I think that aspect of the resale market is going anywhere? The resale market in general I'm going to come on to talk about, because I do think that that's now even beyond the first video I made. I think it's very dead. When I say dead, I think there will always be a resale market. It will always exist, but it's dead insofar as you would describe if you walked into a restaurant and there's nobody sitting in it. The restaurant's still there and exists and still serving food, but it's dead, there's no customers. And the resale market, the luxury resale market, I think has slowed way, way, way down. I think it is nowhere near the levels that it was coming up pandemic, post-pandemic, when there was a hype about luxury and a resurgence and a height of luxury, because a lot of us were bored and we were in the house and we were spending our time looking on social media, watching YouTube, getting into YouTube, researching bags. We weren't traveling the same, we weren't spending money the same. So the resale market became something a lot of us did almost as a hobby, because we were looking at bags that we maybe had missed out on before or weren't that interested in or didn't even know about, and all of a sudden we were trying to search them. So I do think, and I said in my last video, the resale market had a peak and then it came down. I think it's continuing to come down, and I think it's slowing down even more significantly, and I will talk more about that. But do I think this aspect of when you have a very sought after bag is going to go away? I think it also is slowing down, because I have seen recently bags on the resale market that are hyped and are sought after and are hard to get, and they are no longer selling like that. It used to be when they came onto the resale market, they were gone before they even were listed, regardless of the price, regardless of how much of a premium they were, they sold very, very quickly. One example of this is the Pearl Mini bag. I've seen that for sale a lot more often recently, and it's sitting for sale a lot more often. There is a bag that I absolutely love, the 21k multicolour Chanel fabric bag, that is a premium as well because it's sought after, and a few of these have come up recently and haven't sold, and they're still for sale, and that is to do with they are a premium because the market price is now a premium because they're sought after. But even that frenzied side of the luxury resale market has slowed down because those bags are still sitting there and they're not selling as quickly as they are. And do I think that's all the fault of YouTubers and vlog sales? No, I don't. I think there's other reasons, and we'll come on to that. But I do think that social media has played a part in that, myself included. Anybody who talks about luxury on the internet. Do I think it's going anywhere completely? No, it's not, because brands have bought into this. And this is not talking about someone like me talking to you about my personal collection. If you look at high-level influencers like Tamara, for example, brands are going to continue to gift those influencers their bags. They're going to continue to gift them so they become all over social media to try and cause the hype about the bags and to try and push the market and start the market. So as you and I, as ordinary consumers of luxury handbags, feel the need and the want to get them. So that's always going to play a part of it, and it's always going to be a part of what happens on the resale market. When you follow that through on its natural course, if a bag then is released, if it becomes popular, if it becomes hyped, you're going to have more YouTubers buying that bag. You're going to have more YouTubers showing that bag on the internet. And you're going to fall into what this person is discussing in this comment about people who buy bags who are just released or very sought after bags only to resell them later. And this is what this comment was getting at. This comment was getting at, one, how social media, luxury influencers and YouTubers drive the hype and the need for the bag, which then drives the premium that goes on to the resale market and the frenzy about trying to get it, and that pushes up the price. And then secondly, how they then buy them easily and just sell them on. And I think that's where the comment came on to my vlog sale, because it looks as if I have bought bags, other people have watched me buy those bags and then decided I just don't like them and are selling them on. Now, if you've watched my channel and are a regular viewer of my channel, you'll know that's not quite the case. Most of my bags I do not sell. I've had for a very long time. I buy what I love. I don't generally buy hype. But there are bags that I buy and I make mistakes. There are bags that I buy that just don't work out for me. The Gabrielle bag that was on the vlog sale, and I don't know at the time of filming this if it's sold, I am selling at a huge loss because I never, when I do a vlog sale, sell bags at a premium. If you've watched my videos, bags generally stay here. They generally don't get cycled on. But on that vlog sale, it must have appeared to this person as if I just buy bags, move them on, and it fuels the resale market. The Gabrielle bag I'd had for a number of years, and if you've watched this channel, you'll know I've tried for quite some time to try and make it work. It just didn't. The bag with the chain, the Chanel bag with the chain, you'll know that I've had for about 2 years and never ever worn. So that's obviously a mistake and not working. The loop bag which I sold, you'll know that it didn't work for me, and I actually made a video before I sold it on why I thought that bag was annoying, so as whoever was coming to buy that bag, and I referenced the video of why I thought it was annoying in the vlog sale, could buy it with open eyes and know why it wasn't working for me. And the other Fendi bag that I sold, I had only just unboxed, bought other things, realised I'd overspent, and when Rod knew I was doing a vlog sale, he reached out to me about someone who was actively seeking that bag and asked would I consider including that in the vlog sale, because he knew there was bags that had to go and this person really wanted it and I hadn't got overly attached to it yet. So it worked, and I've been in contact with that person and they're delighted to get that bag. To say that the vlog sale is fueling the resale market, I think is quite a simplistic view to take on that video, but I do take the point the person was making on the comment. I do think, as I've said firstly, about hyping bags impacts the price on the resale market. And I also do think that there are YouTubers who are probably a lot bigger than myself who buy bags to unbox them for content, to show them, and they sell them on very, very quickly. Or there are other YouTubers like me who have bought bags, tried to make them work, they haven't worked and sold them on. And if you buy something that you then find is a mistake, I don't think just because you have a YouTube channel you should have to keep it. If it's not working for you and it's not being used, I don't think because you're on luxury social media you should have to keep it. I do think though, if something works out for you and you get it and it didn't work, you should be able to sell it like anybody else. But I do take the point that when you have a audience or you're doing this publicly, that it does give the impression of buy and sell and buy and sell and buy and sell. And I also take the point that it's easier to sell bags, even though it's still hard to sell bags and harder than it was. But it is easier if you have a YouTube channel or an Instagram and a following, because people then have eyes on the bags you're selling, and it makes it easier to sell those on for someone who is trying to sell them that doesn't have a YouTube or an Instagram following. I do think the resale market is probably becoming slightly flooded with bags for sale, and I'm going to come on to how that is slowing down the resale market, because there are a lot of bags now entering the market. People have bought a lot more, myself included, since the pandemic. Whenever I admit I got sucked into buying bags because I was bored. Now most of them are still here, and luckily I didn't make that many mistakes, but I did make a few. And I have sold on a few of those bags, and a lot of them I've sold on to you guys who watch, and sold on, I hope, at a decent price, that you have got a bag you love for a decent price. But some of them didn't work and they did get sold on. And I'm sure I'm not alone in that. I know that from talking to people, not only who have luxury YouTube channels and Instagrams, but also you guys who watch and contact me on Instagram. I know a lot of people have sold on a lot of bags because in that period of time, a lot of us who love luxury handbags bought a lot more than we normally would. Bought a lot more bags than we could probably use, bought bags that we couldn't see in person at the boutique because they were locked down and they didn't work in practice. And that probably has led to there being more bags in the resale market, more options in the resale market, and the market becoming a little bit flooded. And that is, as this person has said, going to damage the resale market insofar as it's going to slow down the sale of bags because there's much more options. So is YouTube ruining the luxury resale market as per this comment? I wouldn't say it's ruining it. I would say that it's having an impact on some prices, and I would say it's having an impact maybe on bags getting sold on, but I don't think it's ruining it. I don't think it's destroying it. I think there's a lot of factors which are slowing down the market, and I'm going to come on to those. So why therefore do I think the resale market is now very dead and very, very slow? I think there's a number of factors. I do think what we've just talked about, in that there is an influx of bags being resold. I think we can't have this conversation, and it would be naive to say that the resale market is slowing down or is being damaged without looking at the economy. We are entering a period of time where the economy is very unknown and people are more cautious in spending their money. People are putting their money into other financial goals. People are making other choices with their money rather than just buying bags. Certainly in the UK, inflation is still at a 30 perhaps year high. The interest rates just got increased to 6% very recently, which I think is a 15-year high. That is pushing up mortgage prices for a lot of people. Those interest rates are not being passed on to savers as of yet. So money that you have in savings with the rate of inflation is actually worth less than it was a couple of weeks ago, and so on, because inflation is so high. That's all factors that have to be impacting on the disposable income people have and how much they have to spend. If your mortgage is doubling overnight because of interest rates, inflation is pushing the price of everyday living items through the roof. Renting is becoming very, very difficult because landlords, certainly in the UK, have had a tax change as to how their income is assessed. That means a lot of renters are now finding it hard to find accommodation. Landlords are selling properties. They're also getting the rate increases from mortgages, so rents are going up. There's a lot of people having a lot of uncertainty about their home. Where does a luxury handbag from the resale market rank on your list of priorities when you're worried about how you're going to pay for your home, pay for your food, feed your family, take your family anywhere and do everyday things? It doesn't even come close. So those harsh realities of what's happening in the economy absolutely are impacting the resale market. I have spoken to other YouTubers and also you guys on DM and Instagram, and I know from a lot of people selling bags that the resale market having slowed considerably is not just something that I have experienced. I know from other people selling bags, the bags aren't moving. You have to be prepared for them to sit for a long time now, whereas go back a year or two, they were selling like that. They would be off the shelf. You couldn't keep up with the demand. So certainly it has slowed dramatically. There is all that we're talking about, the economy, there being more bags available, but also people are just a lot more cautious and bags are sitting. So many people have said to me, yes, I'm selling X, Y, Z, but it's not moving. We see that with the bags that we're seeing on resale, and that eventually is going to lower the price. The price of the resale market is eventually going to come back down. Now, I always think there's going to be the anomalies of very hard to find difficult bags that are going to stay at a premium, but generally the resale market prices I think are going to lower. I think it's going to become a better time for people looking to buy bags on the resale market because the prices are going to have to reflect the demand, and when there's less people buying them and looking for them, the prices are going to have to come down to meet that. I think another reason why the resale market is slowing down to almost death is because people are getting fed up with the luxury houses. And Idyl put a video out on this recently talking about how much is too much and when does it get to the point whenever these prices are just too much and you're not willing to pay them anymore. And I looked at the comments on Idyl's video when I watched it, and so many people were saying, I'm done with them, I'm fed up with them, they're taking the joke, they're just going too far, the prices are going too high. Connor talked about in one of his videos about a Fendi bag that he was looking at. It was over 10,000 Australian dollars and it was very, very high for what it was. And I think there is a bit of a backlash coming from people who just don't want to buy the bags as much anymore. People who are not uber wealthy, that it doesn't matter if it's 20,000 or 10,000 or 30,000, they are very, very wealthy and that's not going to make much of a difference. But for the luxury consumer that is in the bracket like myself of a luxury enthusiast but who's not mega rich and who works for their money and have to balance their money, when you're seeing prices continually going up, price increase after price increase after price increase, mixed with more releases that are coming out at the $1 million bag, the €10,000 Speedy from Pharrell's collection, the one that Idyl or Connor was talking about, when these prices continue to get ridiculously high and there continues to be more and more shoots up in the prices, that's starting to have a knock-on effect of people thinking, I'm just done. I'm not going to buy them anymore. I'm not as interested in them anymore. I'm a bit sickened by the brand. I'm a bit sickened by the greed, I suppose, of pushing these prices up and up, because even though there's inflation and the cost of materials are going up, can it really justify some of the increases in the prices we're seeing? I don't think so. And when you're now having that discontent with the brand, that's going to trickle through across retail, but also down into the resale market, and people are going to be buying less. So for all of these reasons, I think the luxury resale market is becoming very dead, and how I think, in response to this comment, that YouTube and Instagram and luxury YouTube and influencers have impacted that. And I think I welcome comments like this. I don't shy away from comments that challenge what I do here, and I think it's healthy to have a discussion about it. I do think, as I've discussed, how it can fuel the price rises, how it can flood the market, how it can also make people think that it is normal to buy a lot of bags and then you have to sell them. And I talked about this recently in a video where I talked about my toxic shopping addiction, and we went into a lot of discussion in that video about how is that normal. And I think sometimes when you watch a lot of cycle of bags, lots of bags coming in, lots of bags going out, in out, it makes it seem that that is more of a normal practice, and that also leads people to buy these bags and then maybe quickly be unhappy with them or discontented with them because the person they bought has now sold it, or they're looking for the next thing because it looks as if YouTubers are always getting the next thing. It looks as if we can always just keep buying and buying. So you may have put all of your money into one bag and all of a sudden there's another bag that's hyped on YouTube and you're thinking, but I don't want that one now, I want that one. And it's a cycle, and that's something I think we all have to be aware of. And when you are buying bags, try to make sure that it's not the hype, and I've talked about this before. Try to make sure the bag that you're buying is what you really, really love and you really want to spend your money on, and you're not just buying it because it's the next hype thing that's all over social media. I think that's something that is easy to fall into. I've done it before. I did it with the Nano Speedy and it didn't work. I think that's something we all can get caught up in, and it's something to try and be aware of and try and manage in your mind before you actually spend your money. So thank you to the person that left me this comment. I think this has been a really interesting discussion. I'd love to hear what your views of it are in the comment box. What do you think is happening with the luxury resale market at the minute? What do you think luxury YouTubers and Instagrammers play a part in that? Do you think we're ruining the luxury resale market? What do you think is going on? What's your view on all of this? I'd love to hear it in the comment box. If you have found this in any way entertaining, I would love it if you would give a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. And if you're not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video for you on the screen. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.